Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Moira McDonald, and I have been doing a wee series on layering and collage of both stamps and paper. This technically is not part of that series, although it's slap bang in the middle of them. I did a kind of tag, if you like, or a journaling card, whichever way you want to look at it, the other day, and what I did was I collaged some book pages, then I coloured it with distress ink, stamped on it, die cut some wings from Tim Holtz Bigs die, cut out an image of a girl and assembled it, kind of collage style if you like. One of my friends saw it and really liked it, but she said, I wonder what it would look like if you did it in kind of pastel pink shades. So I have got some stuff together to enable me to do that. I have a piece of cardstock that I'm going to use, and I'm not going to layer the paper, mainly because this is the second time I've tried to make this video, and the first time I had the issues with the paper in as far as it was lying, because it was layered on top of one another, it was too bumpy, so it wasn't lying flat, and it meant that the image, when I was trying to do stamping round about it, wasn't stamping very clearly. So I'm not going to collage the paper. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually stick down a sheet of music paper, and hopefully it'll be fine this time. And if it's not, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If I can be so bold as to actually address the series I was doing recently, I've been really quite pleased with it, and as far as I'm making things that I think look really quite good, and I'm quite happy with how they're coming out. The problem I'm having is my videos aren't getting a great deal of views. Now, I've got a very, very faithful group of subscribers, for which I am eternally grateful. Thank you very much for all your support and conversations with me. But I seem to be really struggling to attract new viewers, and I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. I don't know if perhaps the topics that I cover when I do tutorials aren't really what people want to see. I just don't know. So obviously this is something I need to try and figure out, because quite frankly, if I'm showing you things you don't want to see, then there's not really an awful lot of point in me doing that. I'm quite sure I could show you something better. I just need to know what it is you want. So, give me just a wee second. Need to get baby right before I go any further. So if there's something in particular you were thinking of that you would prefer to see me covering, could you let me know, and obviously I can try and work out how best to do that. Right, now what I've got here is I've got my music paper. Ordinarily what I would do is I'd cover this over with gesso, because it really leads to it being a much better surface. So I shall get a brush, and I shall wet said brush. I'm wetting the brush because I don't want the gesso to be so thick that you can't see through it. I want the music paper to be visible in some respects. So I'm going to, I wet my brush to sort of thin this down. It honestly doesn't take long to dry, so that's the good thing about it. Right, so we can move that out of the way and I'll wipe my surface. Oh, I got a new Tim Holtz craft mat. I think, no, did I mention that? No, I don't think I did. I got a new Tim Holtz craft mat. So I'm quite excited about that. Right, we'll let that dry for a second and then tackle the next bit. So I've dried off this tag of gesso. So the next thing I want to do is, I was wanting to add some distress ink to it, and I'm going to be using Victorian Velvet, which is a fairly pale pink shade. And initially I think what I'll do is just go over it ink blending wise, giving it a bit of colour. And I'm also going to use a stencil on it, but I'll do the first coat in this and then right, that'll be on ink blending. I'm thinking actually it might not be a bad idea to do when I'm using the stencil, to use a darker shade of pink, just so that it stands out a wee bit more. So I'm going to use Worn Lipstick, which isn't necessarily my favourite, I have to say, but you know, needs must. So I'm just going to use the same ink blending tool because they're in the same kind of colour family, and all I really want to do is just add a bit of this harlequin pattern to the background here, because I'm trying to layer up a background to just create more interest in what I'm doing. I think that'll do us. Hoping you can see this okay. I've changed my camera angle slightly, just to, in the hope that it makes things a wee bit easier for you. Right, I'm just going to give that a wee quick wipe in case there's any kind of pink. With it being black, you're not going to see it terribly well on that, but it'll be all over the back of the tag. Right, now, for ink blending, I think that might be us. Might be us. I've got a stamp looked out that I was wanting to use. It's a new stamp I've got from Stamperia, and I really like the stamp. I'm not entirely sure. What I would like to do is if I can, I really only want to get the eyes and a wee bit of text between them. So what we need to do is find a way of inking just what we want. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a finger sponge dauber. And I've never used these before, so I'm hoping this works okay. Basically what I want to do is I want to, colour those eyes. I need to find an appropriate ink. I don't want to use, I was going to use Weatherblood earlier, but I don't know even if it's dark enough to leave a sufficiently good impression. So what I'm going to try is, I'll try Hickory Smoke Distress ink, and we'll hope that that's dark enough to do the business. Right, so what I want to do is get some ink on that. I don't know if this is going to work very well because it's, my ink pad might be too dry to do this, but we'll see. Right, so if we apply to the eyes, I don't know if this is going to work like this. If it doesn't work, then what we'll do is we'll just go straight on to applying ink to absolutely everything round about it, and we'll just do the whole stamp. But it was just really the eyes that I'd wanted to get. So let's see if that worked. No, can't see a thing. Right, so much for that. I mean, you literally can't see anything at all, so forget the Hickory Smoke. It might be that my ink pad's just not white enough. Right, I'm going to use VersaFine. This will probably be really quite dark. It's VersaFine, I think it's smoky grey. Smoky grey. It's a better quality. It's still not as clear as I'd hoped. We will graduate to Onyx Black. And try that. It's certainly no more noticeable. Still not a great quality of print, but then that's the beauty of the stamp tool. Just give it another go. I don't want to ink it up again. I think we're going to have to do with that. I mean, it's fine quality. It's okay. It's achieved what I wanted it to do. It's just a good bit darker than I planned on making it originally. But there you go. These wee things are sent to triers. Right, so we'll just clean off the stamp. clean off my stamp positioner as well. Lift out the tag, lift off the stamp, sorry. Right, move that out of the way, and we can put that away in a wee minute or two. Right, let's see our tag. So what we're going to do here is, I'm going to put this back on the plastic. It's very sticky, this stamp. Very, very sticky. Pretty sure there's another sheet acetate with it. Can't find it. It doesn't matter. Right, so we're going to add our lady. Now, she was cut from a corner, so I'm going to have to leave her up against that side there. I've already gone round her with Victorian velvet, and I've gone round these wee die cuts which are cut from a white glitter card. So I'm going to have these behind her, just basically poking out. I think I might add a stamp down there actually. Let me have a look at what else I've got. Oh, there's the other sheet. Alright. Got this the other day as well. This didn't, I have no idea who made this. It's always, whenever you get something that doesn't come with a name, you can bet $1 it's been bought from China. Right, there's no way that's printing without taking that off. Unless, what I could do is I could just try to do that on, talking to myself, sorry. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to ink up just the side here where the numbers are. And use these. I'm not using a block, so that's a bit dodgy. Reasonable enough quality, that's fine. Get that wee clean. Right, what did I do? I'll get it soon. I just like that from the point of view that it takes over that side as well. I don't want to leave it too blank. And I'm going to add my little flourishes. I might not use them all actually. I might just use a couple. I'm going to use a Zig glue pen, two-way glue pen. These are really good because they're for fine detail, so it means that you don't need to end up splurging glue everywhere, because there's nothing worse than when you're trying to apply glue to something that's quite fine and it just doesn't happen for you. So these are absolutely brilliant in that respect, because you can identify where you're putting your glue. It shows up blue when you initially put it on, but obviously it dries clear, and you can make sure you apply it to all the bits. In some respects the vaulting's not going to be that significant because she's going to be on top of that. It's going to be peeking out from behind her. Just adding some more to make sure it's definitely going to stick down. That'll do me on that. Remember we look at her in relation to this again. That's fine, we want one coming over here. Sorry, I need to concentrate when I'm applying this glue because I don't want this glue to end up everywhere. Should be another one, yep. Right, I'm going to have this coming out here. The bigger bits are what I'm concentrating on because the rest will hopefully not poke up even if they don't have glue on them. Although you can never be too sure. Right, now when I apply her, having added those, what I plan to do with my lady is use foam pads, depending on where you get your foam pads will impact no doubt what you call them, because a lot of folk will call them dimensionals, especially if they shop with Stampin' Up, because that's what they refer to them as. These are done by Stick 2, which is again another American make, I think. I quite often buy here, I buy Hunky Dory, although I bought that many the last time, I haven't had to buy any for ages. So. Now, when you're using these kind of things, you want to give your image a reasonable amount of them so that it does, you know, it doesn't sag basically, because it's really easy when you don't support the centre of something for it to sag, and that's no good. You don't want a woman with a caved in face, quite frankly. Right, move my two-way glue pen out the way and I'll start taking off the backs of these. Sorry, got my full hair there. The other thing about these is, especially since they're going to be sticking on top of some of them are going to stick on glitter card. It's not the best of surfaces to stick on, so it's handy, I think, when you use a little bit of wet glue to add to the top of these, simply to ensure that, where is my wet glue, that you're giving it the best chance of adhesion. Don't need to overdo it, just a few wee blobs. And let's get the lady stuck onto our card. Oh help, that wasn't meant to happen. No damage done. There's a wee bit of glue on that, but it's a dry clear glue, so it'll disappear. Now, that bottom end, it's going to prove problematic, because what I would quite like to do is use this fancy new crocodile thing. Scamp, that's the end I want to use. I'm going to use it on the top. I don't think I'll bother with the bottom. I'll just leave the bottom. And because one of the ends that I've stuck the lady to, I won't be able to do anything with that. Right, now I need to go around the tag. I'm going to go around it with the Victorian velvet again. I'm hoping that's going to be dark enough for the edges. Need to be careful here because I've got wee bits of glue everywhere, and I really don't want to shove my finger in them, because every time I do that I end up, I stick my finger in my, you know, the lassie's face, and she ends up with Victorian velvet gooping. I've smudged that a wee bit, but that's okay, because I quite like that look. Right, that'll do us. Oopsie daisy. So there's our tag in pastel. Hope you like that. Let me know what kind of things it is you're looking to see, what kind of stuff you want me to try and do, and we'll take it from there. Thanks very much for your time today, and as always, your support's appreciated. So if you're, you know, so predisposed, you could like by doing the wee thumbs up. Always make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more, and if you do want to see more, the best way of ensuring that you're notified is if you hit the wee bell next to the subscribe button, because then you get an email to let you know that I've uploaded a video. So I'll look forward to speaking to you all, and I shall see you again soon. Thanks for your time, guys. Bye.